Hello, this presentation is on the approach to ever-changing technology. My name is Micah Mulinix. I'm the president of Computer Bytes here in town. We're a small business who does PC repair, and we design, build, and maintain computer networks for home and business. One of the things that we're going to look at is what how ever-changing technology is, some of the definitions of it, some of the causes of why technology constantly changes, the effects this has on us, and positive results that comes from these improvements. Um, one of the things that's the reason why computers and networks and everything's important to small business is this is how a small business relies to compete with the larger businesses. Without the computer networks and technology, they wouldn't they wouldn't stand a chance to compete with a larger business. And so by being able to keep a small business on the cutting edge of technology, we can help them compete with the other people in the area. So this is one of the main things that we need to look at when we're keeping track of changing technology of today. Um, some of the some of the definitions of improving technology. We have the processor, there's data storage, there's networking. Um, Originally, processors came. They were the size of what our cell phones look like today, and now the new processors that are computers nowadays, they're smaller than a cracker. I mean, and the processing speed on them is, it's 100 times faster than it was when 10 years ago. With data storage, the amount of data that can be put on a hard drive the size of a deck of cards has exponentially increased every year for the last 20 years. The amount of data that you can put on a small portable hard drive today used to take a full-size room of mainframe computers to keep track of. And with networking, you have everything from wireless, you have wired T1 lines, broadband. There's so many different methods of networking out there. There's and the prices of them are so different, and that's one of the reasons why we have to stay on top of them, because some things are very good but expensive, and so there might be an inexpensive method of networking that someone can actually use. So that's why we need to keep track of them, and why networking, just like everything else in this, is important to keep track of how it constantly is changing. One of the causes of technology improving every time is, one of the biggest things was with the speed of the processors. We could, it didn't matter how big the hard drives were because the processor wasn't fast. When the processor started getting faster, we need and that in turn caused, data storage to improve. And when both of these improved, this started helping with networking to improve. So each one of these components has basically, one thing would improve, then it would make the next one improve, and the next one improve, and then we're back to the beginning again. So, our processors got faster, so hard drive and data storage improved size and speed. With that, we needed networking to improve because we were working with more data. But now networking got so fast, we need to make our processors faster again. So it's almost like a constant circle of improvement with computers and technology. Like how the sizes improved on processors and everything, the speed is improved just as fast. And some of the effects this has had on improving technology is, with the increased speed of the processors, the more data storage and how fast we can access it, and with the speed of networking, our operating systems have improved greatly. Not only has the basic operating system have improved, second party software and applications have actually improved to where they don't used to be second party applications took over your computer. Now with the size and speed of processors and the improved data storage and the speed of networks, our operating systems take up very little space on our computers. They work very efficiently. They can do multiple things at once and at quicker speed. And so by doing this, it also helps the network be even more efficient. And with the more efficient networks and increased speeds of networks and how fast everything in the computer works now, I mean, there's operating system and programs designed to do anything, and they're so efficient and so quickly. Computers nowadays do something, like the hard drives went from rooms to a small little item. The computer now, the little simple desktop that most people have, or a laptop, has a power and speed of 20 of the old mainframe rooms back in the back when computers started in the 60s and 70s. So I mean, and so all these things that we've had, the improvements on the processors and everything like this has affected everything that we have down here. And so as a company, this is one of the things we have to stay on top of. We have to keep track of the trends. What is improvement? Okay, who's putting out the new operating system? Who's improved their processors? Who has a new type of networking system here? We have to keep track of these things and figure out which ones are going to be useful, which ones are might only be good for one type of person. They wouldn't be good for someone in a home. They don't need a big fancy router with 20 different hookups in the back because they don't have that many things. But we might have a small business that we have an account with that would be perfect for. It would actually help them out, streamline some of their activities, and probably save them money in the long run. And that is why it's important for us to have close relationships with our customers. By having close relationships, this can be a very positive result with changing technology. If we keep track of what they do, with one of our business customers, if they're always working with a lot of heavy data storage, maybe there's a new technology with hard drives or interior networks that they can access their data quicker. Outside sources can access them, so they can have salesmen on the outside. They can access their local stuff, and by keeping contact with our customers, we can identify new things that come down the pipeline that would be able to efficient for each one. Then we can approach them and say, hey, you might have heard about this. This item actually would work for your company, or this item wouldn't. And by staying on top of it, like we're talking about, if a customer came to us saying they heard about this magic new device or new item or new thing, we can say, hey, we've been keeping track of this. It's coming down, coming out. This wouldn't work for you. Or yes, that would actually work for you. And here's an idea of how we can integrate it into your system. And also with home networks, almost everything nowadays, can connect to the network. You have wireless printers, wireless computers. Used to be everybody's computer was tethered to the wall. You had to have a wire outlet. Now we can hook every house can be hooked up with a wireless router, and they can sit anywhere in their house and work on their computer. And one of the big components that's coming out now is TVs with networking access. They can actually access the web, and so it's not just computers now that we have to be aware of how they work and what their functions can be. We have TVs. There's actually very high-end refrigerators and other components in the kitchen that connect to the internet. So, and then you have the houses that you can control from afar with all the smartphones and everything else out there. You can turn your lights off at your house. You can check in your house if you have a security system in your house. You can control your heaters. I mean, there's so many changes in technologies now that we can help our customers so much if we keep contact with them to know their needs, keep track of the stuff that's coming out now, and able to figure out a way to merge them together to help all our customers. And this is one of those things that in the long run this will benefit us. And this is why it's so important that we keep contact with our customers. We want to make sure we let them know beforehand that there's something they can use, and do not let them try to accidentally get something they do not need. And this is one of the things that we're going to have to look for. And the whole thing with ever-changing technology, I mean, just in summation is, it's constantly evolving. I mean, they're working on stuff now that, we're talking a full-size computer that'll fit in a pair of sunglasses. So you can sit there in the park watching your children play and actually surf the web. So it's always going to change. And so as long as we stay on top of it, I think we'll be able to keep our customers happy and keep our company one of the frontline ones in this area. and that is one of the goals that we want to have. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming today.